Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one and only Just David. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. What is going on? Okay, we have so much to catch up on. We had this crazy BravoCon weekend. We cover it all. I still have so many things to say about BravoCon. I feel like we honestly haven't even begun to scratch the surface of all the things that need to be talked about from BravoCon. But then we come back and we're just coming off the weekend and we have so many arrests and all of that. I am so aware of everything going on. Let's see how much we can cover here today. I want to start with Shady Aunt Wendela. Does anyone have anyone shady in their family? If you don't know who the shady person is in your family, you're probably it. And I don't mean like going out and committing crimes. I mean, just like everyone's got someone shady in their family. It's usually a cousin or an aunt, right? Come on now. But anyway, let me adjust the mic and actually make sure it's working. Let's start with Shady Aunt Wendela, shall we, people? You can't make this up, right? I don't know if Wendy's going to jail. I don't know if Eddie's going to jail, but Wendy Osefo and her husband Eddie have some aliases that go by different names, and they have 40 credit cards. We all know what happened, and they're charged, and they say insurance fraud, and they try to stage a home invasion, and Wendy seemed more concerned about her future on the show and what are people going to think. But she still went to BravoCon and she said, I can't really say too much there. She did try to, Ashley Darby tried to apologize to Wendy at BravoCon. And Wendy actually was kind of funny, where she's like, yeah, I'm not hearing any of that. So very, very funny. And we got these open court cases, and that was that. So now we have some updates. Look, I don't know if she'll ever see the inside of a jail. People get off on so many things these days, and there are lawyers trying everything. I still think she did it. That's just me. I mean, they say they climbed in through the smallest window in the house, and there's no motion detected. This email from Eddie to Wendy is the, I think, most incriminating evidence, where he's like, hey, this and that, and also regardless of everything, when you put in one insurance claim and then you put in another one 20 minutes later, 3 minutes later, whatever it is, and you say, whoops, we didn't claim it anywhere else. You just claimed it 2 seconds ago. So I personally, there's nothing that I can hear that's going to make me think that they're innocent. But hey, for everyone who does, that's what makes the world go round. Well, now we have some new information that there are aliases, and that there, and Wendy's attorneys, they have a response, and that there are 40 credit cards, and they have some aliases that they have gone by here. So where do we even want to she called it unfortunate at BravoCon. So these are unfortunate circumstances. I think it's a little more serious than that, Wendy, my darling dear. So, the state prosecutors say the aliases are Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy. I don't even want to comment on the Eddie Hennessy. And by the way, if your name is Eddie and you're going to use an alias, shouldn't you have like a different last name? A different first name, 40 credit cards, and that doesn't mean anything. So basically, they're trying to nail down evidence now that supports the insurance fraud, right? So they're trying to get evidence. So the prosecutor, and this is Wendy's real defense to the whole thing, that, that they didn't have enough evidence to charge them. That the prosecutor, after the indictment, which they already got, is now gathering info against them, looking into financial records and really trying to beef up their case against Eddie and Wendy. Now, I don't see that as anything that shocking. I mean, you need enough information to indict someone. And then once you indict them and you have the indictment, you want to build as strong a case against the person as possible. So, personally, the fact that they now want all these financial records against Eddie and Wendy, and they're looking into it, and they see the 40 credit cards, which, okay, that might not mean anything, but they're saying that the prosecutors who believe Wendy and Eddie are facing significant debt before, right? They're saying, they were facing significant debt before they allegedly staged the robbery. And they are now seeing purchases and they want all this financial information. Well, their attorney, Joseph Murtha, who's part of a whole big firm here, says that they are looking into something, that they're looking for something they haven't figured out after 18 months of investigating. And basically saying that, from the time of the break in until they were charged, Wendy and Eddie have tried to reach out to prosecutors and have tried to help and have tried to get information, and nobody wanted to talk to them at all. So they're saying you never should have been charged. There wasn't enough information. We're trying to make a case out of these two. And now that they're charged and they shouldn't have been charged, this is what her lawyers are basically saying. You're trying to get all this evidence against them because you don't have it. Right? The state's index of information produced in discovery revealed they're looking into their Gmail accounts and all of this. But that's basically what they're saying. Like, you didn't have enough information to charge these people. And so now that they're charged, you are digging and looking for something rather than back out and say you made a mistake. The actual statement from her legal team at the outset: police failed to properly investigate the initial burglary despite clear indications of a break-in, displaying clear bias against the Osefo family. So we're hearing the same thing again. There's bias against them. The Osefos heard nothing but silence from police for over 18 months, despite complete cooperation and requests for updates. It is common knowledge that other Real Housewife cast members have also been victimized after documenting their travel on social media. What just happened to Sutton and Kathy Hilton. Yeah, and I saw a crazy meme that said, what did it say? It said something about like, watch Kathy and Sutton teach Dory and Wendy how it's done. I mean, you gotta, too soon, people. It's kind of funny. Yet none face the level of scrutiny or criminal charges. Maybe that's because they were innocent. We believe it is deeply unjust for the sheriff's office and office of the state attorney, blah blah blah, to publicly expose confidential financial information about Eddie and Wendy Osefo. What is more disturbing is that the state appears to have begun investigating only after charging the Osefos, meaning they got charged and now they're looking for the backup, which is a highly irregular approach that raises serious concerns about motives and fairness. Not really. They had enough to charge them and now they want more to bolster their case, I say. But this is a good argument, I have to say, from her attorneys. The public release of the family's private financial details serves no lawful purpose and only invites conclusory opinions about a case the state is obviously still investigating. All right. Then it goes on to say they've never used an alias on any financial application. This allegation is false and misleading. Such names, so they admit they used the names, were used for the delivery of packages following their lawful purchase to safeguard the identity of very public figures. It's a decent argument. Like, when Julia Roberts checks into a hotel, she's not going to say it's Julia Roberts. It is ironic for the state to assert or exaggerate the existence of any purported debt in connection with this accomplished professional couple, blah, 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 blah. And Wendy herself made a statement that backs that. What is most disturbing is that the state appears to have begun investigating only after charge. Yeah, she just basically reissued the statement. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think they're guilty, but that's just me. Everyone could disagree. And it will be interesting to see what happens. By the way, there's a December 2nd hearing about this, and we will see what happens there. In the case of criminals and people being arrested, let's just stay on this theme. Mia Thornton. Mia Thornton has run into a little bit of bad luck with the authorities, right? And I have to say,